Hello and welcome back to another episode of Power Rangers lore. Today I'll be discussing in the episode Team Spirit of Power Rangers Samurai. Someone was given an opportunity to become a Nighlok, betraying their human past and no longer being a ranger to serve in the Nighlok army in order to save someone they love. What if they actually took that scenario? What if Mike, the Green Samurai Ranger, became that which he was fighting against? Let's find out. In the episode Team Spirit, we find out that, well, there's some possibilities for future events that could have happened very differently. Now, we have in the whole scenario setting up there, a bunch of people, along with Emily, have had their spirits stolen. Not just a bunch of people, 54 different people. And they had their spirits stolen and were told the Rangers that, hey, within 24-hour period, they're all going to die if you don't save them in this 24-hour period. And this monster is the smartest monster we've ever had because he goes, I have this whole situation in the bag. I'm just not going to go back to Earth, like, at all. He was never going to return back to Earth until after the 24-hour period and just keep doing the process over and over again, causing misery throughout the city as all the people died suddenly, mysteriously, on many different levels, thus causing the Sansa River to rise and flooding the Earth as all this misery is poured in because of the loss of life. Now, unlike most people, Mike doesn't have, like, a lot of, he's not very, like, patient at all, and he sees this entire situation extremely frustrating because he can't do anything. Now, the whole crew's trying to figure out what to do and how to do it, and he goes running off in frustration, trying to challenge out the Nighlok to return, calling him a coward and all these different things, and kind of, like, slashing at every little crack in the ground, because that's where Nighlok come out of. From another world. They come through the cracks in the reality, therefore every crack is a possible portal. Now, in his frustration, the rest of the group kind of arrives and goes like, oh, God, you gotta calm down, man, this doesn't help anything. He's like, yeah, but us sitting around isn't helping either. Now, in the actual episode, we know that Antonio is able to come up with a situation in order to save her and the rest of the people. Now, it's kind of like out of nowhere and doesn't really work too well, but it does actually save the whole entire crew as well as all the other rangers and the people, citizens of the town as well. But let's say that didn't happen. Let's say the rest of the scenario goes from thus. Decker does show up, like in the episode, and tells them the only way for someone to get into another world is to become a Nighlok, because if you go as a human, you're basically going to disintegrate. You're going to be devoured by the Sansa River, which is basically acid to humanity. If you become half Nighlok, you can survive and do whatever to save yourselves. Now, imagine the situation that's what happens. Mike goes, deal, and the rest of the crew basically goes, no, and takes him away. Now, they all start coming up with something. The hour is nail biting. They don't know what to do. They have literally an hour left, and Mike just slips out and just starts running away. The mentor goes running after him, kind of noticing something, but they can't stop him, and they try to look all over the place, but they go, you know what, maybe he just needs time to cool off. They don't think in their heads that he's going to become a Nighlok. Fueled with frustration, rage, and the fact that the woman that he might be really liking or in love with is going to die, he goes off and looks for any cracks and starts trying to get a Nighlok to appear. And instead of someone he'd normally expect, we could have had someone new. We could have had the setup for Serrator to show up a little bit earlier. And this is in Season 1. Now, Serrator could have showed up and said, I'll make you a deal, human, blah-de-blah-de-blah. If I will retrieve the spirit for you, and you will become my Nighlok minion in response for this doing so. And he goes, you will save Emily? And he goes, yes, I'll save Emily, the Yellow Ranger, da-da-da-da. Now, he does do this, so right, he makes the deal, but he goes, you know what, you have to prove it first. And Trader goes, yeah, okay, I can do that. And he goes and grabs, basically, tells the Split Face to give him the monster. I mean, is it Split Face? It is Split Face, sorry. And goes off and grabs the spirit from it and get basically a deal, sneaking aboard the ship, going, give me the spirit, of this person. So he's kind of against it at first, but goes, you know what? Okay, fine. If basically you're gonna kill me, whatever. So he leaves, returns, goes, this is the spirit. They watch from afar as Emily wakes up and is walking around, and Mike makes the deal fully and becomes a Nighlok, not really understanding what that is, but also guaranteeing a position of loyalty to Serrator. Like, there's a term of service he has to do. Like, you're not gonna become Nighlok, you're gonna become my minion for a set amount of period. And Mike's okay with this because he goes, because Serrator goes, I'm not on Master Xandron's side. I actually want Master Xandron dead. Also mentally messing up with none other than his guys. Yeah, this guy isn't as bad. Maybe not all Nighloks are as bad as we thought. They are, but you know what? For different reasons. However, Mike isn't fully trusting of this entire scenario and basically leaves behind his Samuraiser back at the entrance to the base of the Power Rangers there and walks away. So he isn't happy about that, but he goes, you know what, fine. I don't really need that. I've already taken out one of the team. Now, this leaves an opening for the Green Ranger, who is going to end up there. Well, we know it is a generational thing, so there could be another family member arriving. It could be a sister, it could be a brother, it could be a cousin. Now, in this scenario, it'd probably be best if it was a brother or a cousin that appears to take up the reins of said position of the Green Ranger because of this scenario going on from this point. Emily feels that she is the cause of Mike's demise, and she is just very, I guess, a character, she's very self-pity wise. It's not because of herself, but every time she's in a situation, she wasn't supposed to be a Yellow Ranger, she wasn't supposed to be this, she wasn't supposed to be that. Everything about her, she just feels like she's not like part of the group because she was never meant to be part of the group, in truth. So when she sees that not only that she survived, but all those other people died because he never got those spirits back from him, but also because they lost a Green Ranger because of her, we don't know what's exactly going on. It just leads to a scenario. What happened to Mike? She feels responsible for him because they don't, at this point, they don't know that he's turned into a Nighlok. They just know that he's just left the team, and she feels responsible. They try to look for him and can't find him anywhere. It's because he's in another world, but they don't realize that's at the point. Now, the entire situation keeps going from there. A new ranger is summoned, and let's just say it's his brother slash cousin, whoever, doesn't matter. As long as it's a male character, we get it in there for a better storytelling. Now, if it is a male character, you could have this character and Emily kind of have like a budding connection of sorts. Not like a relationship, but a budding connection. It could be misconstrued as a relationship, but they are basically looking for Mike, and they become a little bit closer because of this, but not to the same levels that she falls for this new character, but basically set in a situation where from the outward appearance, it might seem as though there is something more going on there, but it's only the fact that they have this connection of, we need to find Mike and we can do it together. And we both really care deeply about Mike. While the rest of the crew, Jaden has his own issues. He's basically worried about his sister and if the sealing symbol is going to be done. Kevin really never had a really strong relationship with Mike. He always knew he was hot-headed, and this just proves that he was. He's not worthy of the team because he keeps betraying. He left the team entirely. And Mia would probably just be the consoling of the factors there. Antonio, oh, I don't think he would have a deep connection. I think he'd be like, oh man, that's not a golden moment, man. That really sucks. We lost a team member, but we can push through this. Meanwhile, the Nighloks, besides Serrator and the new evil Mike, are completely okay with this. So they're going, oh, we're down one ranger. But they got someone new, and they go, well, okay, we'll figure out how to deal with this guy. But we were taking care of one ranger. Good job for us. They don't understand how the Yellow Ranger survived, but they could say, oh, it's probably some sealing spell, and they're probably going, yeah, that's probably right, letting Splitface get away with it and go out and return. Eventually, let's say Splitface does return after this new Green Ranger appears after an episode or two, and right when he's about to steal the spirit of Emily or the new Green Ranger again, a new Nighlok appears on the screen and slays Splitface right into, just cuts him down, and Emily and his brother slash cousin is laying down face down the ground, looking up, feel like they are about to be attacked next, and he just turns and walks away. This new Nighlok just turns and walks away, leaving them to their fate, completely like going, oh, why are we still alive? This Nighlok is so strong. Why did he just kill Splitface and no one else? Leaving more of this mystery of this new character going, what's going on here? Now Decker is watching going, interesting, he's got some good skills, but he's still not worthy of Muramasa, and he just leaves, more focusing on Jaden. Now what if Dayu had seen this and goes, what's going on here? And kind of just like sneaks away and follows this new Nighlok that's appeared on the screen essentially, and goes like, who's this guy? I've never seen him before. Some interesting things could be happening from this point, and kind of goes, I gotta figure out this from Master Xandred, or maybe Octo might know some more there, and he follows after this character. Now she's able to stumble after him, and when he goes to the Netherworld again, she follows, and he turns back into his human form there, revealing that he's Mike, and she's going, wait, how are you a Nighlok? And he turns around and basically going to do battle against her, summoning his new, basically, Nighlok demon blade there to fight her, because he's no longer a ranger, guys. Remember this, he gave it up. And he points to fight her, and she goes, you became a Nighlok? And basically he goes, yeah, to save the one I loved. And because he starts to realize this is what he did for her, and he would do so again. And she realizes, he goes, you did it to save the Yellow Ranger. And she goes, I kind of like, and basically starts to reveal more about her past, that she's also not fully Nighlok and very similar to him. So there is a relationship budding there between them, not in the same manner because she's still in love with Decker, but like the same type of, we are in the same situation, holy crap. And unlike Decker, you know what's going on, and you did it for the same reasons I did for the one you loved. So it just leads up to this more and more storytelling that would have been such good storytelling in my opinion. But essentially this is my fan fiction, so that's why I think so. Now eventually throughout the next few episodes, they reveal that who Mike is, and Mike kind of starts spying on Emily here and there, and she kind of puts the pieces together after a statement is said when they're like talking to each other and some type of thing, and he says something similar to her, and then when she's saved again by this new Nighlok threat, he says the exact same lines, and she goes, oh my gosh, Mike became a Nighlok, or something like that. And that would be things where she's keeping a secret from the rest of the group, as well as maybe also revealing a secret to his brother cousin, whoever it is that replaces him as a Green Ranger. Now, the only reason I would say it'd be better as a male rather than a female is because of that connection. And at this point, as she is telling this and Mike observes it, Serena could twist the entire situation to make it seem as though she no longer cares for Mike, but has replaced Mike in her heart with his brother cousin, and leading this entire situation of pure jealousy that Mike was. Now, if it was a girl, they could be misconstrued as sisterhood and stuff like that, and it wouldn't be the same impact in Mike's mind for that whole thing. And so that'd be a good situation there, in my opinion. It'd just be like going, my brother shows up, he was never meant to be a ranger, and he stole my girl. Like, that's just that. And Serrato would definitely use that to manipulate the entire situation. Now, when Master Xandred gets knocked out for a little bit, and Serrato shows up and starts taking over, this would be, instead of him needing essentially Muramasa and Decker, kick those aside, Decker's doing his own thing and gets his blade reforged in some other manner. It could have been replacing Decker there with none other than Nighlok Mike, and had a whole much better storyline explaining there, Dayu and him having emotional connections further going on there, and essentially basically Emily seeing Dayu and Mike together and going, are they together? What is going on there? Because they have that same type of codependency, not realizing that Emily and her and her Mike's brother or cousin are having the same type of situation as Dayu and Mike are going on there. Now Decker could have his own storyline with Jaden, and it could not interfere with the entire Mike situation. It'd be interesting as if they came across each other. They wouldn't really battle each other. I think Mike would like be ready to fight, but Decker goes like, I don't care who you are. You're not Jaden. He's a much better swordsman. I think he'd be like, screw you, dude, but whatever. Like, you go about your business, whatever, and go on from that point. And probably he would look up to Decker a little bit and go, you know what, that's pretty cool going from that point there. You're an interesting person. I understand your motivations and the like, but like, do you have any memories? And kind of trying to figure out like why Decker doesn't have the same memories, and kind of comes to the point of like somewhat idolizing him because he's kind of the same situation, but he just doesn't realize it. So this whole scenario goes through. We get near the end of the series. Mike, in the end, sacrifices himself to save Emily from Master Xander showing up, or sacrifices himself for the group, because the group kind of at this point later figures out who Mike is, and they feel betrayed by Emily and the brother cousin, as well as Mike himself. And after an episode, they all come together and realize we're all a team. We can save Mike together. And kind of said, like, you should have told us sooner, blah, 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 blah. The same type of emotional drama that happens at every TNT special. So they all come together, and Mike ends up basically saving the group, taking the hit for the team, causing his own collapse there. Now, this wouldn't become over in different situations where Cerritos used him, and then after Cerritos been destroyed, he can go back to just wandering again, and eventually be picked up by Octoroot and Master Xandred for a little bit, and have his own feelings manipulated again. As well, Lauren appears. Now, they could be like, oh, you need to know about this guy, and more lies and manipulations have shown up there, revealing that there eventually is going on. But in the end, still, I believe that Mike would realize what's going on and sacrifice himself to save, well, the Rangers himself, his own team, as well as mainly Emily and his brother cousin. Now, by saying sacrificing, we can use the same thing as Rancic running in and grabbing the meat orgs and basically getting purged of all the Nighlocks. He did something so good, it purged the evil in his heart. That could be something they could have used, or they could have had Lauren eventually running back in, using a sealing symbol and of some type of symbol energy to basically save his day, because she's a master of that. I'd be fine with that. Basically, oh, well, we saved Mike, but we didn't purge all the darkness. He's still part Nighlok, or he's not. I don't really care. I think it'd be interesting. He's still part of just sealed away the Nighlok half. That'd be fine, and they were able to like heal his wounds after that. That'd be pretty interesting. Or what if he just didn't? You know, like, what if he just stayed as a Nighlok and he just wandered away? Because the Nighlok threat's not done in Samurai. They just took out one warlord, not the whole entire situation there. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I kind of rambled and got a little off topic there in different things, but that is the entire scenario of what if Mike had become a Nighlok. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't be afraid to pick it apart, say this and that, but I kind of think that's how it would go, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Have a good one, and may the power protect you as always. I love all the different things. I love these what if scenarios. I know some people asked requested other ones. I'm gonna work on them next, but I was sleeping one day, and then this is the one that just popped in my head pretty quickly, and I went, ooh, that'd be such a good scenario. I have to do that right now. Thank you guys. Have a good one, and may the power protect you always once again.